Sometimes a
Both.
woman can say, "You don't look at me like how you used to." Meanwhile, from the man's perspective, it hasn't changed though.
No, it has changed because you two, you don't look like you used to. No, you're accusing me of not looking at you as I used to. Yes, because you don't look like you used to.
Hey, Kwabena, do you think I am fat?
Well, if you didn't think you were fat, you don't ask me.
Well, you can say yes or
You can say yes. How many times should a man die? Yes, and let the good. I have a secret to tell you. I've been married for 42 years. Half of it not knowing what I was doing. And that is why when my nephew, Kobe, reached out to me and asked for tidbits on marriage and relationship, I was more than glad to oblige. He knew I've been married for 42 years. What he doesn't know is that half of it, I didn't know what I was doing. I learned on the job. My nephew is going to get a tip on love and relationship every day for the month of February. A tip a day. Oh, no, not your tip, not the tip you're thinking, but a tip. And I'm going to share it with you.
Uncle, thank you very much for doing this for young ones who just married. I think you're changing a lot of mindset. You're shifting paradigms. I had a composer. I went to the bank. The tellers were busy listening to your daily tip. When a woman loves you, she doesn't chop your money. And they were discussing it.
She helps you to manage. She helps you to take care of you.
And I told her that I'll come and tell you.
No, that's wonderful. No, she will help you to manage your resources well.
But there are lots of questions coming up.
Okay.
I have my own set of questions, but before we come to mine, I have a friend. Let's just call him K. He follows you a lot. He thinks your love life has been carved by benevolent spirit, and so everything about it seems to fall in place and falls in line. The first one he said was that the fact that you've been married for 41 years, it's a blessing. You got married.
It is indeed a blessing.
Yes, you got married in 83.
Yes, 83.
That was right in the ticket of national catastrophe.
Yes.
And that played into your advantage because in 83 there was national hunger. Nobody in Ghana could afford a 3 square meal. So the marriages that happened in that time, nobody was expecting anybody to take anybody out.
Oh, they are wrong. Wrong.
Secondly, he said, okay, that era too was plagued with a lot of curfews and those things. So nightlife itself was actually off. And so women around that time they were just happy to be married.
All right. Do you remember the COVID days when people were home whole day? How easy was that on marriages?
It was very difficult. The husband almost told the wife about his issues with his girlfriend. He said, staying home, he's becoming friends with the wife. So it wasn't easy.
So that is what it is. And under normal circumstances, the time we get to spend with our partners are very, very limited, very small. With curfew, by 6 o'clock, you are home. And so you have that whole evening to the next day, 6 o'clock, to somehow entertain each other. Now, remember, those were the days before mobile phones. Those were the days before multiple channels, TV and radio. So the two of you had to find a way of entertaining each other. And so that did not make it easy for some, but Florence and I were friends. And so it was much easier for us.
Right.
And that is why I always say that marry a friend. I've never understood that people who say, oh, we are such good friends that I can't see myself marrying him. And I say, well, you're lost. Marry a friend. Then, when the passion is gone, when the excitement of sex is all gone, you still can get on well with each other because you have that foundation to work with.
I'm sure Kay has his answer now. One of the shocks I got about marriage, I was very excited to get married. The reality dawned on me, I think the Sunday when they said, okay, we are done with you, and now it is just you.
The two of you.
Yeah. Then I realized, oh my God, what am I doing? Because now I had time and I didn't know what to do with it.
Okay.
So I remember the Monday I sat at the corner and I said, God help me because I won't survive. I had no idea how to fill the week because before marriage, the idea was, oh, we are going to have a lot of sex. You have 24 hours. So assuming, okay, you've woken up, you've eaten, you've had sex, 8, by 9 you are done. Then you realize there's from 9 till the next morning, what exactly are we going to do? And I think that was one of the shocks that I had.
Yeah.
And it was more in worry for how am I going to make her happy. And thankfully, 12 years is coming.
12 years it's come. It's come quickly, hasn't it?
Also, it has.
I think you were overthinking the situation then. I have seen cases where the man finds ways of delaying the best man and the maid of honor from leaving because suddenly it occurs to him, oh my goodness, it's performance time. And one of my mentors said in his case, he took refuge in the bathroom. The woman had to come and fetch him from there. Yeah.
It makes sense to me because I remember back in school, fortunately, most of my friends were married or older men.
Okay.
They wanted to talk to me about marriage. I'm like, no, we are going to marry and have a lot of sex. And every time I say that, I remember the marriage.
They will laugh.
I think we don't get a lot of education.
You're right. We don't. But it's not just that we don't get a lot of education on that. The question is, would we listen? Would we listen? I learned something when I was learning to drive. My teacher, who was a retired British soldier, he did something for me, and I think it helped me a lot. First day, sit behind the steering, let's go. So here you are, you've dreamt about the joy of driving and things like that. No tutorial, nothing. Here's the key. Start the car, go. So the panic, the fear, and everything. Then after that, he said, now you are ready to listen. That's when he started the theory. So people won't listen, especially young men won't listen. Ladies are always teachable when it comes to these things. Boys think we will excel with or without information. We don't tell me anything. I have a book on sex. I can guarantee you that boys hesitate to pick the book and read. Girls will read it and find out what can I learn. And boy thinks sex. Another man teaching me sex. Does he know?
Yeah, that's very true. But I feel like it's a call for action because if I may be a little bold, Pearl, don't come for me. I think I was an excellent boyfriend. I think I was very fantastic because it was small time that we spent together, and I made sure that those times
were meaningful.
Until you had the pleasure of the whole time.
Yes.
And then you realize,
the truth is that courtship is sweet.
Why can't marriage be like courtship every day? There must be a way.
Well, I have discovered the secret of making marriage even sweeter than courtship. That's what I'm in for 42 years. It's a matter of being humble enough to learn. It's a matter of cherishing the person you've been blessed with. It's a matter of you wanting to grow and to learn. Don't be the same man who said, I do. Grow. There's a new reality. Grow. Be a better man. And being a better man entails understanding the woman you've married. Not understanding women. Understanding the woman you've been blessed with, you've married. And that takes humility. It takes the eagerness to learn. I want to make you happy. If you come to this with that orientation, not that make me happy. Make me happy, then it means that you're not making me happy, so me too, I won't try. But I'm here to make you happy. And once you have that orientation, you'll find ways of making her happy. Hi, my name is James Ebo Whyte. Kindly subscribe to my channel and click on the bell button. Thank you.
But would you agree that there's been huge differences in the women in your time vis-a-vis the women of our time in terms of education?
Yeah, they were more difficult in my time.
Oh! They think our women are very unreasonable.
No, your women are enlightened. They are much more eager to play game. They occupy themselves. Now, if you have our time when the average person was a housewife, and so when you come home, that's when her day has begun. You are tired because you worked the whole day, but her day has begun. And you say, waiting. Plus, your age, communication is very easy. Mobile phone, email, what else? You can do FaceTime and things like that. I'll concede that the times are different, but a lot of the core issues will remain the same. A woman is a woman, a man is a man. Your desire to be respected, your desire often to be alone has not changed. Her desire to connect with you and to bond with you on a regular basis has not changed. Communication should have made it easier, because in my time, if friends annoyed me when we're courting and I wanted to write to her to tell her off, I had to wait till the next morning to go and buy writing pad, envelope, and then stamp. And you mail the letter. You are waiting for 3 weeks for her to receive it. and another 3 weeks
The reply.
for the reply to get to you. That's if she replied as soon as she got it. By that time, both of you have moved on. The anger is gone, dissipated. Unfortunately, these days, as soon as she annoys you, you have your thumb. How can you speak to me like that? And then it's amazing that even whilst testing with each other, a girl can say that, and look at your tone. How can you speak to me like that? Meanwhile, you're just typing. So things can escalate much faster on the flimsiest of issues. But don't forget, human beings are the same, challenges are the same. Love has never been easy. It's not been easy for the young, the old. It's also been easy for the white man, for the black man. Love is not easy. So we just need to learn. We need to expose ourselves to as much information as possible. And that is why it is wonderful for those of you who are listening, because that is how we grow. You pick an idea here, you hear something here, and then you add it to the little you know, and then you're becoming a much better husband and boyfriend or whatever.
Isn't technology eroding quality time? Because using your own example, at first, when you left, you would only see mommy in the evening.
Yes.
So you would have bottled all those emotions of
Yeah.
I miss you, and so you were looking forward to
Yes.
coming home. But now you leave home, you haven't actually left home because she is right there. So you are testing, you are
Where are you now? Have you gotten into the
Yes.
office?
So it's like you've been with me the whole day.
Yes.
And by the time I'm home, I need
And come on, to some extent. So now the game has to change. So then when I get home, can we create content together? That will fill the time. Instead of come and let's chat, because in so can we create content together? Oh, we haven't spoken with our branch in a long time. Come, let's call him together. Oh, we haven't spoken with your mom in a long time. So if you get home and you come then let's go out. Let's reach out. That's number two. What I found worked for me was the shared memories we had. So in times like that, in Komone, we opened the memory file. Do you remember the first time we went to home? That's one. And that conversation can go on. We are just reminiscing about that trip, and it brings the memory. And so in the early days of your relationship, I always recommend a lot of joint activities, joint travels and experiences, because as things slow down, as passion begins to go out, those are the things that will bring the passion back. The memories of a trip you took, of a show you went to watch. And that is why I also recommend to couples, come and watch my show, because some line in the play that you bring up and we say yay can bring plenty of laughter and what about this and about this. So you create your own content. And so at that point, let's see what the two of us have experienced together. And then that brings us back together. By the time you are done with all that one, you're feeling so good. Even if you go to bed and there's no action and you are just lying in each other's arms, that is fine. That is beautiful. You mentioned something that I think has become a deal breaker for most guys. Well, young couples are getting divorced, and most of the men are complaining lack of respect. And I think men today are confusing an assertive woman to be a disrespectful woman. What would you say, and how would you advise young people on that? Respect is earned. Don't demand it. And respect is always returned. If I give you respect, it will be difficult for you not to respect me. So let the gentleman know this. Don't jump into an arena with your wife that you are not suited for, especially the area of exchanging of words. You won't win. She has had all her life to practice verbal skills. Me and you, we practice leg skills and hand skills, not verbal skills. The chances are that if you engage her in verbal back and forth, you are likely to say questions out of frustration. And they know how to say the word with the intention of upsetting you. How do you handle that? That is where sometimes you lose all the respect she has for you because you haven't handled yourself well. The men who don't lose their temper easily get more respect because your woman can't run you. Showing anger is weakness, and women love to pounce on weakness. Tears. 1, 2, 3, not usu. Oh, she will make you cry. A little thing, she will do to you cry. So you're the man. 2 key words, tender and tough. A man will have to learn to be tender when he needs to be and tough when he needs to be. So take a T&T, tender and tough. Give her the respect. She won't have any other choice but to respect you back. Let's move on to flaws based on ethnicity. And I'm linking it with
public display of affection. In fact, the little I know from where I come from,
Yes.
we don't like PDA crowd, but we're also very jealous. And the one thing I have seen growing up, when they are working with their women, they are about 4 paces ahead of them. So there's nothing like my son and son, cut out.
Yeah.
Of late, you get to church and your woman wants to hold your hand and then grab. I'm not saying that is not a good thing. They should just exercise some patience and understand that it is a work in progress.
No, if it is work in progress, then we thank God. I think what we need to know is that the difficulty in making love work is not Ghanaian, it's not ethnic, it is human. In other lands, we have situations where men can just up and leave their family, just get up and go because they couldn't cope with the stress of it. The key thing is to learn that men and women are different, that the requirements are different, that courtship is very different. Courtship is like a visiting preacher. A visiting preacher is always exciting.
Their message is always on point.
Yes. All right. When the visiting preacher now becomes the resident pastor, it's a different matter altogether. He will have to learn to relate to us in a different way, and we will have to relate to him in a very different way. But the important thing is that it is doable. And when you get it right, fantastic. There's nothing like that. If you don't get it right, there is no hell, or there's no pre-hell worse than that, because the real hell is there. So let's live in hope and keep trying to make it better.
From what I have gathered so far, there's also a little bit of scare on our part. For instance, you gave a daily tip that said, try and surprise her with breakfast in bed. Now, that's a fantastic idea. The problem with that is that most women don't know what a one-off thing is.
So you'll be required to do it every day.
And nobody wants it to become a chore. I can't do that. I can't keep up.
At least you do it once. You do it, and then negotiate the rest.
No.
You know, because sometimes when your wife says, "Oh, mommy, breakfast in bed are chill," the average man's reaction is, the breakfast I gave you once, so you want it to become a chore. No. Flow with it. I'll surprise you one of these days, Ipia.
Yeah, baby.
I didn't know too well.
It's Saturday, I am the master chef on Saturday morning.
Well done. If you're able to do it, keep it up. Keep it up.
As and when time permits.
Oh, fantastic.
Appreciation.
Yes.
I think it goes both ways. I mean, having been married for almost 12 years, I would think that I've come to accustomed to certain things. But every now and then, a small word of appreciation lightens me up. It makes me feel like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So please, you have to advise a woman that the appreciation.
The tips for women will come later. For now, I've concentrated on tips to my nephews and sons. So we'll see about it. Yes.
Phone off when you are with her.
Yes.
I don't have a problem. I think learning from Sogbojo, it reduces my stress level, lowers my blood pressure. So a lot of people are very addicted to your phone.
And sometimes they are not even aware they are addicted. That's the most difficult part. When the average person wakes up, the first thing is phone, check, before they even get up from bed.
Married people in good relationship, what should be their relationship with their phone vis-a-vis their partner? Some people are arguing that your partner must know your password. Is it a rule? Is it a norm?
I don't think one can legislate these matters, but my philosophy is that my wife's phone is for her. What are you going to do on that phone? I advise that it doesn't matter if your wife knows your password, but knowing it doesn't mean use it. Let's respect each other's space and don't go snooping on it, because our people say that ofefe efrenya. I don't know how to say that in English. When you go poking around, yes, you will see the kind of ghost you are looking for. So respect. It's his phone, put it there. But the challenge is not with the fact that I am snooping on your phone. Your machines, I said that sometimes the call comes when you are not around. You don't pick. It goes to message, pops out, and then she looks. Hey, the machines have made cheating very difficult. The new gadgets. Hi, my name is James Ebo Whyte. Kindly subscribe to my channel and click on the bell button. Thank you.
I don't think anybody sets out to be angry with their partner.
Okay.
But sometimes the circumstances, the way it comes, before you realize you would have said something that you yourself know you shouldn't have said. Sometimes you are being provoked more than how you expected to be provoked. How should a man compose himself?
I think every man should learn what Proverbs says. If you are easily provoked, you're a fool. In fact, it puts it this way, that a fool's annoyance is known at once. But the wise is known for how restrained he can be. The reason why those things happen in marriages is that marriage is a school. It's supposed to teach us how to handle these things, because in a bigger world, when people want to manipulate you, that's how they will do it. I know one particular politician who was very good at that. If he faces an opponent on television and he knows this is a formidable opponent, the first 10 minutes, he focuses on saying foolish things to make the person angry. Once you get angry, then he reverts to talking sense. So for the rest of the program, you are struggling to get over your anger, but he was never angry, even though he acted like that at the beginning. So sometimes in the safety of the home, we get a lot of opportunities to learn to manage our anger and learn to be self-restrained. Just that we don't let marriage serve us well enough to learn some of these things. Anger is the most obvious evidence of the fact that you've lost control. And the person who made you angry now is in control. And if he wants to use that control, God help you. So none of us is safe losing our temper. Never. You lose it, but don't show it. Let no one know you've lost it. It should not show in your body language. It should not show in your words. Once you get there, you are powerful.
That's very enlightening. Uncle, does love fade in marriage or it evolves? Because
both.
Sometimes
Both.
a woman can say, "You don't look at me like how you used to. You are not doing this again. Your love for me has gone up." But meanwhile, from the man's perspective, it hasn't changed though.
No, it has changed, because you don't look like you used to. No, you're accusing me of not looking at you as I used to. Yes, because you don't look like you used to.
So I go, it's white lies encouraged to marry. When the wife comes to ask you, "Hey, Kona, do you think I am fat?"
Well, if you didn't think you were fat, you won't ask me.
Well, in that case, what you can say yes or
Oh no, you can say yes. You can say yes. How many times should a man die? Yes, and let the no. There's a way in which you can say yes without creating offense.
Okay.
Am I looking fat? No, I wouldn't say you are looking fat, but I think it's a long time since you went to the gym. So next week, let's start going to the gym. And it's not white. You say white lie. I didn't think when Jesus was asked, "Is it right to pay taxes to Caesar?" You see the answer he gave. Wow. Learn. Wise as serpent, harmless as dove.
Yes. God willing, by next year, we should have actualized with new problems.
Marriage is a kind of game that once you master the rules, the game is changed.
Wow.
So constant learning, constant humility. Just go with love. I put your interest above mine. I prioritize your interest, your joy. Then it's okay. It doesn't matter what you throw.
Like Jesus taught his disciples how to pray.
Yes.
You gave a point on how men should just pray for the other man.
Yes.
Would you expatiate on
right.
that a bit?
The last time I checked, two things. I am not Jesus and I don't have disciples, but I think it would be a sweet thing if this Valentine, every man can wake the wife up, or even a boyfriend can call the girl and say, "I want to pray with you. I want to pray for you," and pray blessings for her. I think it will make a lot of difference. Just pray for her. Pray for God to bless her. Pray for God to protect her. Pray for God to watch over her health. Pray for God to make the two of you love each other more. Pray for God to bring even more understanding and things. She will love that. It will be one of the sweetest things you can do this Valentine.
Well, To the men in learning, we have our assignment now. I think this Valentine, after all the gifts and after all the chocolates and everything, pray for your woman. And we got it right here with our favorite uncle, Uncle Ebo Whyte. Uncle, thank you very much for spending time with us and impacting in our lives. We will not always get it, but we will make you proud.
Well, you're welcome. No, I'm always proud of you guys. Don't forget that whatever insights I have, whatever patience I have, is on the back of a 42-year-old war. Do you understand me? I think that it will be unfair for me to expect any of my sons to be like me. I was not like this when I married. I did not know half of these things. Fortunately for me, I married a patient woman, so I could make my mistakes and learn. So when I look at some of what the strides some of you are making, and I compare myself to what I was at that level, some of you guys are way ahead of me at that age. So I'm proud of you and I celebrate you. And don't worry, as for the 42 years, it will come before you know.
We can't wait.